Shalom and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This year is entitled Daf Yomi Yevamot 11a. The Gemara introduces the concept of Kol Tikun Rabanan Ke'in D'Oraita Tikun, which means that when the rabbis set up a mitzvah, takana, gezerah, and isser, it was fashioned after the categories of the Torah. So just like the Torah is built with axioms and premises and categories, when the rabbis set up their halachot, they just followed suit instead of creating new kinds of categories. Let's look at a few examples. The famous Gemara about a woman saying being chayiv in Megillat Esther, or being chayiv in Hadlakat Ner Hanukkah, or being chayiv in Arba Kosa, the 4 cups, on Pesach night. So each time the Gemara says that, why a woman obligated? Because of Af Hein Hai Botanes, they were part of the miracle of Hanukkah, which would seem to imply that if not for this special reason, they'd be exempt. Why would they be exempt? It's a Rabanan Mitzvah. Maybe Rabanan would make them chayav. So the answer is obvious. That if these are mitzvot aseh shazman grama, time-bound mitzvot, Rabanan, then just like on the D'Oraita level, a woman would be exempt from aseh shazman grama, just like lulav and etrog and shofar, so to on rabbinic level. And therefore you need the exception of Afin Haibotanes to say they are obligated, just like woman is chayiv in Kiddush. It's a Zman Grama Mitzvah, she should be exempt from Kiddush. But since we say Zachav V'Shamo, there's a special exception that women are obligated. So the rabbis, they formulated that mitzvot just like the Torah formulated the biblical mitzvot. Kiddush Levana is the mitzvah Seisha Zman Grama. It is a time-bound mitzvah, so therefore women are exempt, and there's no takana that makes them obligated, and therefore they're exempt in the mitzvah taseh of Kiddush Levana. Of course, once a woman is exempt in a mitzvah, then there's a whole other discussion, as we discussed other times, whether a woman is allowed to do the mitzvah, which we pass in she can do the mitzvah, and whether she can make a bracha, which we've seen in the past, that a woman is pator from mitzvah shazman grama, but she is allowed to. She gets a mitzvah, and Ashkenazi tradition is that she can make a bracha. Sephardic tradition is that she cannot. But the bottom line is, it's working with the biblical Torah categories. That's how the rabbis formulated the mitzvah. That's why when we go through any Gemara, whether it's discussing a Rabbinic Mitzvah or D'Oraita Mitzvah, the logic, the approach, the rationale is really the same. You wouldn't even necessarily know the difference. If you'd read a Gemara talking about a Malach on Shabbos, or read a Gemara talking about some Issa Rabanan, you would not necessarily even know, unless you research the source of the Issas, the D'Oraita Rabanan, you wouldn't know. Because when you're studying the formulation is really a similar formulation that the rabbis patterned after the D'Oraita Mitzvot, and that's the concept of Kol Mitzvah Rabanan, Ke'in D'Oraita Tikun Shalom.